Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome. I'm Badruddin Muhammad and you're watching the English news program on Somaliland National Television. These are the main stories making headlines. The International World Water Day held throughout Somaliland. The Minister of Resettlement spoke about the President's tour to all regions of Somaliland. The Somaliland Minister of Defense warned against the autonomous region of Somalia, Puntland. Celebrations are continuing in Crimea. Government officials and other distinguished guests and international NGOs who work with the Ministry of Water Resources participated in the ceremony for the World Water Day, which is usually held every year on 22nd of March. The Ministries of Water, Hussein Ahmed Abdullah, the Minister of Environment and Rural Development, Shukri Haji Bandare, the Vice Minister of the Ministry of Planning, and the State Minister of the Ministry of Livestock have attended at the event. The Minister of the Ministry of Water Resources, Hussein Ahmed Abdullah, opened the ceremony and he urged the community to protect and take care of water resources to sustain the development of the nation. The minister also advised to the people of Somaliland to take advantage of the rainwater. The slogan of this year's World Water Day is rainwater harvesting is good way of complement nation's water scarcity. The Minister of Environment, Shukri Haji Bandare, the Minister of State of the Ministry of Livestock, and the Vice Minister of the Ministry of Planning have all spoke in the ceremony, and they elaborated on the importance of water and its protection. The Somaliland Minister of Defense, Ahmed Haji Ali Adami, warned against the interference of Puntland administration to Somaliland borders. The Defense Minister of Somaliland, Ahmed Haji Ali Adami, held a press conference in his office at the Ministry of Defense and he sent warnings against Puntland administration. The minister mentioned that there is a military movement from Puntland administration to the Somaliland borders. The minister told to the media that Somaliland will not watch what's going on the eastern border of Somaliland. If Puntland do not stop their aggression movements, we will respond to them and they will suffer a lot, he said. The Minister of Defense accused to the new president of Puntland that he is provoking a war. The Minister of Resettlement, who was one of the President's delegation, spoke about the importance of the President's tour to all regions of Somaliland. The Minister of Resettlement and Rehabilitation, Ahmed Abdi Kahin, expressed his view about the President's visit to all regions of Somaliland, and he pointed out that the President's trip was a historic one. The minister, speaking to the Somaliland National Television, elaborated on the significance of this journey for the government of Somaliland and the throughout nation. The Minister Ahmed Abdi Kahin also mentioned that this motion increased the confidence of the whole people of Somaliland. The minister also mentioned that Somaliland has an interesting tourism site, such as Saadaddin Island in the west of the country and Dalo Mountains in the east. The minister has also underlined the lack of road communications of that region visited by the President's delegation. The parliamentarian Ahmed Diriya Nana provided a food and shelter donation to the victims. The parliamentarian Ahmed Diriya Nana provided a food and shelter donations to the family who their house burned down yesterday. The parliamentarian Deputy Ahmed Diriya Nana, as his usual help for the community of Somaliland, handed over a donation to the victims of the fire who their house burned down. The family victims were 11-person family. The parliamentarian Ahmed Diriya Nana visited to the site and showed sorrows of this incident. Deputy Ahmed Diriya Nana spoke in the incident site and he mentioned that he is very sorry about this. You are still watching the English news program on Somaliland National Television, the only Somali-speaking channel with an English news program. Now for the international headlines in detail. Malaysia plane search enters the third week. This report has Muhammad Salim.
The hunt for the Malaysian Airlines flight MH370 has entered its third week, with the country asking the US to provide undersea surveillance technology and search efforts continue thousands of kilometers off the coast of Australia. The Australian Maritime Safety Authority said it would send 6 aircraft throughout the day on Saturday. Hashemudin Hussein, Malaysia's defense minister and acting transport minister, on Friday asked the US for underwater technology. Chuck Hagel, the U.S. Defense Secretary, told Hussein that he would contact Malaysian authorities after considering the matter. 5 planes were sent to the southern Indian Ocean on Friday to look for objects that might be from the missing Malaysian jet. An Australian official said the hunt would be extended for another day after nothing had been found in the area about 2,500 kilometers southwest of Perth, according to the AP news agency. Something that was floating in the sea that long ago might no longer be floating, said Warren Truss, who is the acting Australian Prime Minister while Tony Abbott is in Papua New Guinea. It may have slipped to the bottom, he said. Abbott also said if there is anything down there, we will find it. Search efforts shifted to remote areas of the Indian Ocean after objects were identified on satellite images 5 days ago. Efforts have also been renewed in the Andaman Sea between India and Thailand, covering areas that have already been throughout swept. Australia, New Zealand, and US aircraft will be joined by Chinese and Japanese planes over the weekend.
Crimea celebrates as that region joins to Russian Federation. That report has Mohammed Salim.
Fathers wanted us to live as we dreamed. This is fair and we deserve it. Happy holiday dreams, friends, he said. The crowd sang along with music from a live stage as they welcomed Aksionov. These celebrations were timed to coincide with a similar event taking place in Moscow, where fireworks also lit up the skies. As this developed, an international team of monitors being sent into the Ukrainian eastern region, where tensions continue to brew between supporters and opponents of Russia. The team from the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe will begin its work after Russia dropped its objectives. But there is disagreement on whether they will be allowed into Crimea itself. A military transition is also underway as Russia takes over bases across the Black Sea Peninsula, raising its national flag as Ukrainian soldiers departed on their tracks. On Friday, all 155 senators present in Moscow's upper house of parliament voted in favor of the Treaty of Accession. Putin quickly signed the bill into law. I call on all members of both houses of parliament to actively engage in this effort and make everything possible for this process to continue painlessly and be fruitful for the whole Russia and Crimea, Putin said. In Brussels, the acting Prime Minister of Ukraine, Arseniy Yatsenyuk, signed an association agreement with the EU as the split between the two former allies grew deeper. This is a historic day for my country, and we believe this is a historic day for the entire Europe, Yatsenyuk declared after signing the agreement. We want to be part of a big European family. European Council President Herman van Rompuy also hailed the deal, saying that it recognizes the aspiration of the people of Ukraine to live in a country governed by values, by democracy and the rule of law.
That's the end of our news. Until next time, fi amanillah.